Hey everybody, it's Brett. So I want to give you guys an update on the markets here. So why don't we go ahead and dive in? We're going to be talking about Bitcoin and the overall markets, what's going on and what to expect next. So here we can see Bitcoin is rejecting. We're seeing a rollover here, rejecting at this $117,500 level. I have been saying for a while now and been out of Bitcoin at these levels until and unless we get above, I'll just clean up the chart here for a minute, above this 17,500 or 118,000 level to close above that, because we can see this has been a strong resistance prior support area all through here, flipped as resistance, and so we're just waiting to break above that. Wouldn't be surprised if we come down at least to the 21 and 50 day EMAs, but even down to 114,000 at this level, which is I've labeled a support zone. And if we lose 114k, 112,000 still on the table, down in this green zone, this is where the buyers are, and these are some indicators we've used to visualize that. So this green circle is your buying opportunity area. The blue lines here is a bars pattern from back here showing what would be possible, and it was overlapping and looking like we could break through, but until and unless we do, then we have to kind of wait for that. Okay, so once we get above the 118,000 though, this pattern could very likely play out and take us to 135,000, 130,000 relatively quickly. But right now we're seeing money rotate out of Bitcoin. You can see I have all these areas labeled. The Bitcoin discovery zone is of course 124,000 and above, the old all-time high, but we can see a big block of sellers up in here, people that have sell limit orders on the order books, and invariably these are rejection areas. So we've got to see those taken out and in the meantime. So we've got some work to do over here, probably going to be into October at this point if we see Bitcoin starting to head higher. All right, so taking a look at a few other things. Ethereum also rolling back, but into a strong buy zone. I think ETH starts to move higher here in a few days into the end of the week. Our trend momentum indicator heading down. This is very accurate here on the way down. We want to wait and see for that to turn green. Our ideal setups are down below this 20 area, but I'll keep you posted. I don't want to get too far into the weeds with all of the indicators here today. But just seeing, look, we have overhead resistance, lower highs, but in fairness, many charts were also seeing higher lows, so these symmetrical wedges, they either break to the upside or to the downside. And since we're in that final phase of the bull market, I imagine we'll see these break into the upside in the not too distant future. So I'm kind of light on Ethereum. I'm more heavily into Solana personally. I think Solana pushes up here to 260 in the near term. We see some sell pressure in this zone right around 260. High concentration, and then on 280, which is more visible on the daily time frame, up in that range. We'll be taking some profits there. So not financial advice, you guys, for educational purposes only. And but I do think that's a likely path for Solana. And by the way, again, special thanks to Max for letting me come on with you guys. And make sure to like the videos and subscribe down below. Leave some comments. Kind of helps us get seen by more people, and then we'll do more of these. How about that? Also, real quick, you guys, if you haven't already heard, Max and I are doing a Mexico mastermind, a crypto mastermind in Tulum, Mexico, October 19th to the 22nd. That's a Sunday to a Wednesday. If you want to come out and hang out with Max and I, here is a video of an AI version of me, but it's a nice tour of the actual area that will be having the event, this actual event here in Mexico, which I've been to before. Guys, you should definitely come out to this. All the details are here, and it's in an amazing villa down in Tulum, Mexico. A great way to meet us one-on-one. We're going to be presenting, doing breakouts, and hot seats, helping each of you with your biggest crypto challenge. And I'll even pull over and sit next to you and work on your biggest challenge, because it's going to be a small group, going to be about 10 to 12 people. There's only 8 rooms in the villa. We do have some overflow, but we have our early bird pricing ending today. We're going to probably extend that to Monday, and then it goes up $1,000, and we already have half of the rooms already taken and spoken for. So if you ever wanted to come out and rub elbows with some top traders, we're going to have some amazing people there in crypto, some early adopters, and also some special guests that will be sharing things never before shared. Also, we have some technology we'll be revealing down at this event here, which we haven't given people access to for those of you that are more active traders. So all around, it's going to be a great event. And go to that page. It's at moonstream.io. moonstream.io/mastermind, moonstream.io/mastermind, and this is in conjunction with Max, of course. And it looks like this mastermind. It'll redirect somewhere else, but that's the link, moonstream.io/mastermind. Take you to this page. You can look at videos and pictures of the event at Villa, and it's a great place, very safe. And you can watch this video here. We're going to be staying here. We're going to be interacting and teaching you guys. It's predominantly a teaching workshop, summit, if you want to call it, a retreat. And we're going to do some special events, VIP dinners down in town. We're going to be sitting around this couch right here, and I'm going to be teaching. Max and I are going to be teaching you chef-prepared meals. It's going to be great. Okay, so check that out. Would love to see you there. All right, to finish off what we're talking about in the charts, let's go back to this and running down some of the things we've been watching. Pendle is one of the ones on our radar, and I still think we head higher here, but just going to chop around for a little bit. And the overall market's just a little bit of a pullback into these buy zones. So I won't go through all of these. We have been buying some little bit of AVAX and IMX and Polkadot, and we'll be monitoring those along the way. But total market cap pushed right into this sell zone. Hey, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. We want to see these pullbacks to support so that we can then push higher. I think total market cap, I think we start pushing higher next week. We need to clear this 4.1 trillion zone, and that was the high of Bitcoin. It had nothing to do with the price of Bitcoin, you guys. It has to do with these big round numbers on total market cap. And if you haven't heard me say it before, the last cycle high had nothing to do with the price of Bitcoin. It is when the price of total market cap hit $3 trillion in the last cycle. So if we zoom out right at that arrow, $3 trillion, and also our early reversal indicator also fired. And that's one of the key signals we'll be using to get out the market tops. We've seen it fire here. We've seen it fire here. Our signals are very good and helping us to navigate these markets, but not here to talk about that. Here to talk about the total market cap. And once we clear this sell zone, then we're in price discovery. My measured move targets on this is 4.8 trillion. Some are saying we go to 6 trillion, 10 trillion this cycle. I don't know, you guys. I don't think that happens this year. Maybe we get to 4.8 trillion and then we see a correction, and I'm going to pull up our path to 500,000, our path to 150 to 200,000 in a moment. But right now I'm watching total market cap. I'm watching total 2. Now, what do you notice differently here, though? On total market cap, that's everything, including Bitcoin, lots of sell pressure. That's Bitcoin. Their sellers are selling Bitcoin to rotate into alts and Ethereum. We don't see that sell pressure on total 2, which is everything, but not everything, but the majority of the bigger coins except Bitcoin. We don't see that sell pressure overhead, so I think that we'll see some altcoins starting to run. Same thing with total 3. The 3 scenarios is we break new highs, resistance, pull back and go. Or if we were to see some pullback, I don't think it's going to be much, and it would be maybe down to this green line, the 21-day exponential moving average. If we were to see deeper pullbacks, we would find support in these buy zones down here. So these are 3 scenarios we're watching. We'll invalidate the ones that don't pan out, but it's good to have 3 choices and no more than that. It gives us some clarity. Fair enough. All right, not too much more to look at here today, you guys. Bitcoin dominance, ETH dominance, all just sort of stagnating a bit. Sol dominance is down a little bit because it hit this rejection area up here, but it's also coming down to form new support in this buy block over in this range. And pretty soon, I think Solana is going to catch a bid, getting ahead of the likely Sol approval for the Sol ETF. Solana is going to have an ETF. They're already starting to see Solana treasury companies starting to position for that. And so I don't know. I think Solana is going to have a good run here in this rest of this bull run. So, guys, that's all I have for you today. Seeing everything pulling back 3, 4, 5%. Nothing to worry about. We're pulling back to support in most cases and positioning to push much higher in the next coming weeks. So, anyway, hopefully that's helpful. I do want to jump ahead to this next chart, looking at money supply global M2. A lot going on in here. Let me run it over and match. So we deviated after this point back in August, where we were closely following global M2 money supply, and then Bitcoin dropped. We had some economic data issues, but now we're catching up. We should see Bitcoin push up higher soon into this sort of September 28th time frame. I'm using a 90-day offset on global M2 but gold and M2 usually lead Bitcoin. So gold has been going up, M2 has been going up. It's time for Bitcoin to catch up, and that can easily take us up into that $135,000 range. And maybe we see a bit of a correction in there. I am expecting, guys, we always have a decent correction, 20, 30% in the old cycles, 40, 50%. I don't think we'll see that. But if we do see that end of September or in that area, maybe it waits till November, but I think we'll have a secondary push up to those higher numbers, maybe even in Q1 of 2026. This does feel like an extended cycle, even though we hit new all-time highs before the halving. So it's definitely, this cycle is different. We can see, though, that we're starting to ride up on this trend line and this fourth and final angle. So we'll have to see what happens. This is still the path to 150K. Our Fibonacci targets on this, the same ones that measured the top of the last cycle, drawn from swing high to swing low, the 1.618, 2.618, and of course that market top came in right at the 3.618 here, coinciding with 3 trillion on the market cap, right in that range. Using that same analysis, drawing it high-low, we had the 1.618 right at 100,000. We hit that, pulled back, had some trouble, finally got it above it, turned into support. So now we're just waiting for this push to 200 or the 2.618. That would be $150,000 Bitcoin. I think we can still get there by the end of this year. I don't think we're going to get to 200,000. I think that's going to probably push out time-wise maybe into first quarter of 2026, you guys. So we want to be looking to exit, again, educational purposes only, but we'll be looking to exit. I'll be looking to exit at around 150K. Maybe there's a throw over, but we'll be selling, taking profits, waiting for this bounce, assuming and hoping that this final angle holds, and that would then propel us after that correction, pushing up into November, December, January, into the first quarter, potentially hitting 200,000. And then if we had a pullback, again, to a lower one, we could still push up to that 245,000 on that other study that I did. But guys, that's purely speculative. We'll have to see what happens. Here's another study that I've done showing the market top. Are we coming there anytime soon? Let me just rehash this if you haven't seen it. So this study has been around for a while. Basically, when the price of Bitcoin, when the 200-day SMA, 200-week SMA rather, crosses the prior high, going straight up is the new high. Okay, so here, this was the top in 2013, and then when the 200-week SMA crossed that former top, it happened right exactly at the new top in 2017. So we can see that has played out here. This one came a little bit late, a couple weeks late, but still in that area. The big question is, when are we going to go this time? So I've sort of fudged this a little bit, but if this were to continue on all the way out here, it would be well into 2026. So for this to pan out, I've grabbed this little fractal here from a prior cycle. And if we are to see a big push up, we would see the SMA also push up, potentially getting us to a top right here, December of 2025. But we got to get moving soon. And as far as projections, I have it drawn around this 200,000 level. I don't think it's going to go to some of the projections that everyone's saying, but we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, time-wise, still looking strong into the end of the year. And I'm going to be sharing at the mastermind, by the way, sharing some new technology that we've developed and indicators that are really giving us some extra alpha. And these are not available yet, but everyone who comes is going to get those. So make sure to check out this page. It is pretty simple. It is at moonstream.io/mastermind. It's going to be Max and I, and Juan Villaverdes is going to come in virtually. We're going to have some other great people coming in, and potentially a whale or two. But again, check out the property. This is a cool AI video that I made. And yeah, guys, would love to see you there. We have about 4 spots left. And if you'd like to come to the event and stay elsewhere, that's a little bit less expensive. But right now we're looking to fill up the villa here. We'll be sitting around these couches, and I'll be presenting and having a big TV right here. We're going to be also doing breakouts, getting to know each other. Sometimes you learn as much from another person trading at your level than from somebody in the front of the room speaking. So it's going to be a very small interactive event. And but this is the property. It's very safe, and the heart of in the jungle of Tulum. My recommendation: come down and then stay a few days, move over to the beach, have a little vacation because it's a tax write-off. Lastly, you can bring a business partner or spouse as long as you don't mind sharing a bed with them. And there you go. So go check that out. Other than that, make sure to like the video, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right, cheers, everyone. Bye bye.